Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how to create your own Debian Linux distribution using the version 13. Debian is a very classic distribution. This is one of the most stable and more respected resources. A lot of the Linux distribution is based on this distribution, and what we want to do is make a live CD and ISO, build it with the minimum, compressing everything to the maximum. The project is going to be based on a previous project, Denos Linux. Basically all the recipes are here. You can follow step by step. When I just go ahead and go to these files, they have different X graphic environments, KDE, LXDE, LXQT, Mate, and for the tech savvy we have i3 and some kind of different options depending what is your taste or your flavor. The hosting box that I'm going to be using is going to be an X Ubuntu machine, virtualized in Oracle VirtualBox. And this video has been recorded by ShareX, a portable version 13 something. So with all that said, without any other further ado, let's get started. This is a Debian Next Ubuntu, as you can see, and it's running about only 757 megs of RAM. It's it's a self-contained installation. That's what we're using as a host to build it. So let's make the folder my Debian 13. That's what we started. Let's go back, and from the project it's going to be very simple. Basically everything is ready for you to use, so you don't have to retype or see me typing. We can see the raw execution. I just need this file, and you can take a look to the commands. So everything's been there for quite some time. It's been a great project. I can get that one. Can get started. So that's what we have, the same file, and I can go ahead and get it. So it's going to bring all the shell files that is going to be the builders that it want to be using through this installation. Nothing but shell scripts. It's pretty straightforward. So that's going to go just directly from GitHub and get those. You're going to be ending with a repo like this. So eventually what we have to do is going to be from 01, 02, 03 to 045, 5 steps, 5 shell scripts, and we'll be able to build our distribution. There's a file, denos config txt, which is going to be you're welcome to edit your distro hostname, your distro name for the bootable CD, some versions and everything whatnot. One of the things, you're even able to create your own root password and put your own users, so it's very customizable. It's your Linux, your way. And let's go ahead and get started with the prereqs. Basically it's going to be script 01 is denos prereq, and basically what it does is actually gets all the app installed on all the prereqs in order to make this build. As you can see, there's nothing been installed because I run this previously and it's already been satisfied all the dependencies. For your case, maybe start installing some of the dependencies that you might need to do during this build. Once you finish the dependencies, it asks you to go ahead and run the second script, which is the Debootstrap. Debootstrap is actually the technique that we're using, or the snippet, the script that we're using to get this particular distribution built. Basically, just like Linux from scratch, it takes your packages and start kind of retrieving the images. Eventually, when I chroot into the minimal environment and I want to do the reinstall, that's when you can actually use some of the other shell scripts to customize what you want to do. If you want to do GNOME or XFCE or i3 or Mate or whatnot, Plasma. And once you have that one, or just simple shell, if you want to get the minimum, the real bare minimum, at the end is going to be everything compress and zip into an ISO file, almost like immutable Linux, but it's going to be actually more like a live CD, more like Nopix, if you want to think about it, or Slacks. So everything's going to be added. You'll be able to install packages, but they're going to be going away on reboot. As you can see right now, it's downloading all the packages. Just the basic for if you install Linux from scratch, you'll be able to see all those files from the installation book. It's actually the same library, similar, that is actually going through that to create the minimum pre-install or staging build root at first, and from there you start doing the real one, do start doing linking and compiling and everything, and finally you'll be able to actually go back and exit and compress it once you make it bootable. So for this first pass is actually, as you can see, getting the basic libraries distribution. Debootstrap is doing a magic here on this particular Debian 13, which is actually trying to go ahead and get built. Once we get there, it's gonna jump direct us into the chroot environment. From that point, we have the option to choose what script we want to be running and what packages we want to be installed in our system. At that point, you're able to actually customize. I put one for Docker. I'm thinking to expand the repo and add another one for Podman to eventually have it. Here we go. We are, as you can see, we're in a chroot environment, and we can get something like for the purpose of this video, let's go ahead and go for the basic ones. We're just gonna go ahead and do the basic install, the minimum, just the very minimum, just to kind of get things going. But as you can see, you can actually do awesome window manager, cinnamon. You have the one with Docker, E17, GNOME, i3, KDE, LXKD, LXQT, Mate, OpenBox, Pantheon, Plasma, XFCE. Lots of options, and maybe Lumina is missing. I can go ahead and give it a shot to add it, but for now I'm just going to execute the basic shell. I don't care about any of the GUI. I just want Linux by itself, and as I execute the script number 3, which is the root, in this case without any X, what it's going to do is actually within this chroot environment, it's going to go ahead and download everything from the internet, all the dependencies according to that package, and install what I want. It's going to ask me to, for the locales, get a keyboard, get the root password. In this script in 03 is where actually you can edit, and sometimes if you require some kind of default user like a no root privilege, you can actually add it, because once it gets buried into the ISO, it's not going to be as trivial. So you can build that one on a script. It's very customizable. Absolutely, it's your Linux, your own way, your own Linux distribution. So that's what it is. As you can see, it's downloading some of the Debian 13 images, the Linux image. The kernel image is actually being downloaded as we speak. In this case, the speed of the script and the mileage might vary from your bandwidth, from your internet, from your solid state drive, your memory. Couple little red flags right there. Maybe some kind of some of the packages, some of the compilers and everything. But as you can see, is doing is building everything together. /proc is not mounted, is required for this operation. Seems like some of the renders, some of the programs are actually having some dependencies on proc. So not a problem. We're gonna continue actually going on through this process. When I let it generate a init.rd image, that's gonna be ready to actually get booted, and the file system, everything's moving forward. I'm very happy, very excited, very glad that the script is very agnostic, very generic. Always go for the latest version. So in that regard, it's a good software. As long as the distros keep going, we don't have to actually get the script dated or have to update very often. It's very agnostic, go for the latest version, and actually moves along very nicely. So it's been working for quite some time. In this case, but you can absolutely customize or specify what particular version of the kernel you like to actually work on it in that respect. So it's actually showing that it's actually after this operation is going to be 674 megs. It's actually downloading all the packages. It seems like it's actually putting the things directly from the Debian.org site in the latest distribution, the latest packages. Everything's going to be fully updated, and it's actually, as you can see, moving at a very fast pace. None of these videos been stopped or tailored in terms of using the magic of video. Everything's live. What you see is what you get. It's actually the time that it's taking. It's not going to take a whole lot of time. That's what I took also the small distribution, not X. X is going to take a lot more because a lot more packages to load. But for now, this is actually fine. It's actually demonstrated. Here we go. When we actually is asking us the layout for a keyboard, it's going to use the option number 1, US English, and next is going to prompt me for my root password. The root password, of course, you can actually do your way. You can put anything you want. If I choose to update it script number 3, I would have the opportunity to create a user or users or add extra stuff that actually you might be required. Also, you'll be able to edit the directory file to add some other packages, such as maybe Apache or Nginx or some kind of database or whatnot, right? As you can see, this is moving very, very quickly. It's actually getting everything ready. Just not before too long, we want to see that it's going to prompt me for my root password, like I was saying, and we'll be able to actually go ahead and get it there in Map Common. Some of the packages were actually BIM, VI editor, Love VI. Love VI actually is an editor, but takes some time to get used to for some folks, but it definitely is worth it. It's worth the effort to power users like it. I love Screen and Tmux is really good too. I'll probably do Tmux to actually get at it. Those two are really great tools to work. So it continues something with proc. Maybe the /proc is something that could be enhanced in some of the packages. It's asking for that dependency in that particular program. I didn't see that before, but here's the root password. I just put something simple for now. As for the video, I can just, and I'm at this point, I'll be able to install everything here. I want to exit from the chroot environment, and what I want to do is want to continue with the script number 4, make my squash file system. This is the most important part because it's compressing everything and building everything in a squash file system that is going to be eventually make it bootable in the last snippet or last script on 5. This might take some time. When you have X or graphic interface, that takes a little longer. It seems like it's stuck in sometimes in 25%. It takes longer when it's a bigger images for video, and eventually jumps really abruptly to about 75-80%. So bear with me right now if it seems like it's not moving too fast, but eventually this one will move fast. But beware on the graphic interface, as this seems like it gets stuck a little bit. It reminds me somehow in some of the SharePoint updates installations when it was used to be on-prem, that similar behavior takes a little bit, like it seems like it's doing something, eventually seems like it's not doing too much progress on the updates, and suddenly jumps incredibly to a higher percentage. We just jumped to 50%, continue moving forward, 57%, 58. I hope I actually just jumped real quick. 73, here you go, 77, 82. You see how fast the quick jump in the last part. Seems like actually it completed. So last but not least, snippet or script number 5, just build the ISO image. We're about done, and it's 458 megabytes, which is very, very small considering everything we did, and we customized what we wanted. So let's go ahead and copy the file here. We copied the denos 01 ISO. Let's go back to VirtualBox, and from here my storage, I guess it's going to be, we can remove it, and let's go ahead and add the one we just put in there, and then let's crank it up, fire in the hole, and then if we start it, we should be able to start kind of click and see it and showing it. It comes with a denos live, and it's not take any time to boot. It's going to be very fast because there's almost nothing. It's just actually basic packages. Nothing is running here. So there is, as you can see, is Debian 13 Trixie, which is pretty cool. Is using 328 megs. Is for 500 megs that you have compressed, is running in RAM and is using only 328. That's pretty impressive. The other part that is actually good is the very small number of processes that is running right here. You see that it's amazing. It's running just the bare minimum, and actually you have connectivity to the internet, of course, and then you have apt fully installed, it's fully updated. So that's your Linux, your way. You run live images, everything's ready for a very nice project, whatever is required. That would be a good solution. Hope you like the video, enjoy it, give it a thumbs up, and grab some comments if you like it. Thank you, have a great day.